Welcome to English Reading for Learning.
The Ghost of Yuckachi Swamp. Everyone in Yuckachi Swamp knew everything about Donald T. Crocodile. He loved crunchy crab legs for lunch, just like his father. He slithered in the tall sawgrass, just like his mother. He snarled and snapped and terrified turtles, just like his granddaddy. Everyone knew that Donald did something else, too. He sang. His family couldn't stand it. "Crocodiles do not sing," said Granddaddy with a scowl. "But I do," Donald replied. Donald practiced opera after breakfast. He warbled country songs when he woke from his nap. He crooned himself to sleep every night. Lullabies are so soothing, he thought. Sometimes he even made up his own song. "Oh la la, dee me me doo." He liked that the best. Late one morning, just as Donald had finished belting out, "Don't step on my blue suede shoes," Granddaddy covered his ears. "Enough!" Granddaddy roared. He glared at Donald's father. "Tell your son we need some quiet." Donald's father sighed. "I guess Granddaddy is right, Donald. You'll have to leave Yuckachi Swamp. Come back home when you are finished with singing." Donald blinked back real crocodile tears. "Goodbye," he whispered. Then he disappeared into the forest. At first, Donald enjoyed being alone. He sang whenever he wanted to. He chirped with birds in the trees and crickets in the grass. He vocalized with wolves when they howled in the distance. He even serenaded bullfrogs when the shimmering moon rose high in the sky. No one ever complained. But for Donald, something still wasn't right. "I miss my family and the swamp. I must stop singing," he decided. So he tried. When Donald felt like singing, he would chew and chomp on big, thick sticks. He'd wiggle and wriggle and squirm on his back. He even tried humming. But nothing was as delightful as singing. It was in his blood. One night, just as Donald had finished his lullaby and almost fallen asleep, he heard a twig snap. He squinted into the darkness. Spooky shadows crept from one gumbo-limbo tree to another. A vulgar voice croaked, "We'll grab all the crocs we can. They'll be perfect for boots, bags, and belts. We'll become royally rich. And," another voice added, "we can take some eggs for omelets." "Poachers!" Donald gasped. "They're heading toward Yuckachi Swamp. My family is in terrible trouble. I have to help." Donald lumbered after the loathsome men. Suddenly, the ground crumbled beneath his feet. He slid into a deep burrow and became trapped. The men crept closer to Donald's slumbering family. "I have to do something," Donald declared. So he did the only thing he could think of. He sang. "Oh la la dee dee me me do." Donald's song echoed through the cypress trees, over moss-covered rocks, and along the muddy banks of Yuckachi Swamp. His family woke up. "Is that Donald?" grumbled Granddaddy. "Why is he singing in the middle of the night?" When Donald's song reached the ears of the poachers, they halted in their tracks. Where is that eerie noise coming from, they wondered. They peered up into the gloomy night sky. They glanced down at the soft, spongy ground. They cast their beady eyes from side to side. But they didn't see a thing. "A ghost!" they shouted. Shrieking, they crashed and thrashed through the forest and out of the haunted Yuckachi Swamp forever. Donald's family gaped at the trappers running away. "Donald has saved our family," exclaimed his father. "Donald, come home," called his mother. Donald tried again to crawl out of the hole. Pushing with his strong back legs, he strained and struggled and finally managed to scramble out. Granddaddy saw him at the edge of the forest. "Thank you, Donald," he said. "I was glad to help," Donald answered. "Please stay," his mother said. "We missed you." "What about my singing?" Donald asked anxiously. "If you must sing, you must," his father said. "But please sing softly." Donald felt so glad to be home that he almost sang out loud, but he didn't. Instead, he nodded. "I'll sing softly, Dad." The next morning, Donald's father approached him. "Donald, I have a secret to tell you," he said. "Ever since I was a young crocodile just learning to hiss, I have always wanted to sing. But it wasn't a crocodile thing to do. Would you help me with a song?" Donald couldn't believe it. "Of course, Dad!" So they disappeared into the forest, far away from the ears of their family. They raised their snouts into the air and warbled Donald's favorite tune, "Oh la la dee dee me me do," over and over again. Donald yodeled with joy. Now he knew it for sure. Singing was in his blood.
Thanks for watching and listening. Please click like and subscribe for new and latest uploads.